Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I'm here to tell you what to do in Chicago, what are the main sites, which are the tours that you cannot miss, and finally a list of everything you have to include in your itinerary. Chicago has a lot of cool things to do, so it's good to plan to choose the attractions that best fit your profile in your travel style. So these are going to be very quick tips, useful and with no fuss. So guys, enjoy the video, don't forget to give that like on the video as well, subscribe to the channel, that helps us a lot, and buckle up. Well, Chicago is a city that has a lot to do. A lot, and it's very similar to New York. The style, okay people, the style of buildings, mix it with the parks, with the lake, with the museums, the style is a little bit similar. Those who have been to New York will see that it's very similar, but Chicago we think is more beautiful, more organized, cleaner, and it's a very beautiful city, and it has a lot of attractions. So we'll tell you quickly which ones they are. We'll not go into detail about how each attraction is because the video would be huge, because there are a lot of things, but it's more to give you a general overview. Let's start by talking about the Millennium Park. There's no way, it's the main tourist attraction of the city. It's the postcard of Chicago, you will surely love it. Our tip is try to go there on the first day because it's the most visited place. It's where you will take that iconic picture at the bean, which is the giant bean. They call it the bean because it looks like a bean. It's beautiful metal structure. They made it to symbolize a portal between the worlds, a very different thing, but they named it the bean, which really looks like a giant bean. It's made of 1,000 metallic plates that were put together there, and you can even see the partition. It's a real work of art, and when you look at it from the front, it's really cool because you can see the whole city reflected. So everything that's behind you, the whole city of Chicago, you see inside the bean. So it's really a beautiful thing. It's well worth spending at least a couple of days there. It's worth walking around. It's a beautiful place. And Millennium Park, it's a region called Loop. It's this region, guys. It's the coolest region to stay. We have the video here about where to stay in Chicago, which we explain very well. This is the best area. Almost all 90% of the hotspots that we'll mention in this video are located there, which is also where Millennium Park is. So practically everything in this region. So you will see that practically every day you will pass in front of the park, you will see it from afar. So the attractions in Chicago are very concentrated and very close. This helps a lot to get to know everything there. On foot you can get to know practically all these main attractions. Now let's talk about the Sky Deck Chicago. It's another very nice place that we recommend you to go also on the first day because it gives you a panoramic view of the city that's sensational, so you get a sense of what the city is like. You can see Lake Michigan, which is a beautiful scenario as well. So try to go on the first day. It's a gigantic building, it's a skyscraper, one of the biggest in the United States, and you have an observation deck different from all the others. It's a very cool glass structure. I hit the microphone with everything, I'm sorry. So on the floor you will see that it's a glass structure, so you can see the height by looking down. In the video it's easier for you to understand, but for those who are afraid of heights, it's not recommended, but it's a very cool and different place, and the view is spectacular, guys. And there's another observatory, which is a very famous one, which is the 360 Chicago. It's in another building. It's also very well known. The view from it is different and beautiful because it's very close to Lake Michigan. But we think that the most fun, and if you have to choose one of the two, it's better to choose the Sky Deck, which is a little bit more complete experience, a little more different. And since we're talking about these attractions, a very nice thing to talk about, a tip, is the City Pass Chicago Chicago. For those who don't know, the City Pass is a combo ticket that exists for several cities. There's also the New York one, which is the most famous of all. It's a combo where you buy one ticket that gives you the right to enter the 5 main attractions in Chicago, which are also the ones we have just mentioned. So you buy a ticket that's valid for 5 attractions. You don't need to go to the side of the 5 separate attractions. You get in 5 lines. It's just one ticket and you pay half the total price. It's a huge saving, folks. The price today is $110. If you were to buy everything separately, it would be $240. So per person, you will save $110. In the end, it's a very big saving, so it's worth it. It's very good and works super well. You choose. There are 3 fixed attractions and 2 that you can choose between 4 available options. Anyway, there is a video we made about the City Pass explaining it very well, okay, how it works. If you want to check it out later, it's super worth it. Buy it because you will enjoy it and save a lot. We will leave the link here below in the description of the video of the official site, which is the best and safest place to buy, because there are several other sites that try to pass themselves off as the official site. They seem to be the official and they are not. So use the link below that we are going to leave directly there and buy it. And since we're talking about the City Pass, let's talk about another attraction that's included in it as well. That's the Shed Aquarium. It's a sensational aquarium, and for those who have kids, it's a must-see. It's one of the largest aquariums in the world with a huge variety of marine animals. It's very cool. It's super interactive, educational. It's a place that's worth visiting, and it's also close to the Central Tourist Center. It's worth going to the Shed Aquarium, and it's included too. Another place that many people like and some don't is one of the only places that's a little bit far away. You will need to take a cab, an Uber, or a subway to get there. It's the Museum of Science and Industry. It's a museum that's a little more interactive for those who like a little more of this subject. Children love it. Children end up liking it. So if you are with children, it's a place that it's worth considering for your trip, but it's a place that we do not consider as one of the main ones. If you have time, it's very nice to visit, but if you don't, it's a little more interactive. It has a gigantic German submarine from World War II, a spacecraft that's also the Apollo 8, which took the first human beings to the moon. It has these attractions that are a little more science related, technological, from the past. It's an interactive museum, but there are people who like it and people who don't, so it depends on each person's taste. Another attraction that we think is a must-see, even for those who are not so fond of museums, this is a museum that's one of the main and most important arts museums in the world, okay guys? It's the Art Institute of Chicago. It's the Art Museum of Chicago, and it's incredible. It has a lot of cool works from several artists that were known worldwide. It has a very large collection and it's considered one of the best museums in the world, so it's worthwhile, and it's also included in the City Pass. So the City Pass is a ticket that if you buy it, it's also included. It's a must-see. For those who like art, you should spend a good part of the day there, maybe the whole day, maybe, because there are a lot of cool things to see. You can spend a lot of time there. Guys, quickly, any doubt you have about the trip, any doubt at all, send it to us and we'll gladly help you. And even easier, send it to us on Instagram. Add me at @PieLorenzi and send me a direct that I'll help you out. And take the time to follow us. We are always traveling the world trying to show the tips in a very cool way, and our routine with our little ones that are a blast. And we are in Orlando. This studio here is in your new house in Orlando. We are showing everything here. House life, the American routine, the parks, outlets, shopping, everything. So the content is really cool. And now let's talk about one of the last sites, which is one of the must-sees and that you can't miss. It's the Field Museum, a natural history museum in Chicago. It's very similar to the one in New York. For those who don't know, the one in the movie Night at the Museum, which has a lot of sculptures. It shows how the species of animals from the past were, the history, the ancient wars, Egypt, Greece, and so on. It has everything. It's a very cool museum, and if you are with children, it's also a very cool museum worth visiting. And a cool fact there is that it has the most complete dinosaur rex in the world. The Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton is the most preserved, it's the biggest and the most complete. So a lot of people go there. You will see that's like the Mona Lisa of the Louvre, the Tyrannosaurus rex. Everybody is there wanting to take a picture. It's even difficult to take a picture without someone bothering you. It's very worthwhile to visit. It's a museum that we think you have to put on your itinerary regardless of your travel profile. Oh, and it's also included in the city pass, the ticket combo. So that's another point. You will see that Chicago's top sites are actually included in the city pass. Guys, a tip: you will be walking a lot to the places. You can do everything on foot. You don't need to rent a car. You don't need anything like that. But a cool tip that it's essential is the cell phone, okay? For you to be able to use the internet there, it helps a lot and makes it possible for you to search for things, put it on the map, make the route, see the subway, and finally everything, ask for an Uber. So you need your cell phone working. One tip that we mentioned is buy a prepaid travel chip, which is the cheapest and easiest way to use your cell phone abroad. Don't use international roaming, which is usually a fortune. It's much more expensive. So what many people do, and what we do, most travelers who travel a lot and are used to it, we buy a prepaid international chip. We get it at home. It's a very good company that we have used it in our last trips, because in the last 10 years it has been the best. We have had problems with others, and this one was sensational. We only used them and they work very well. I'll leave the link here in the description of the video. We went in, opened it, bought it quickly, and in a few days they delivered it to our house in our country. We arrived in Chicago, put it on our cell phone and used it. And there's also the digital version that's now called eSIM. It's a novelty. Some of the newer cell phone models are already accepting this, so you don't need the plastic chip. You buy it on the side, they send you the QR code by email, you download it to your cell phone and activate the chip electronically. It's all online and you can use it easily, so it's cheaper and you don't even have to ask for it. Another tourist attraction that's not a fixed point, but it's more of the city, it's when you observe the architecture of the buildings. Chicago is different because, for those who don't know the history, Chicago was one of the biggest exporters, producers of wood, and almost the entire city was made of wood. The streets were made of wood, the buildings, houses, and everything. In 1870 or so, there was a fire that destroyed almost half of the city, which shocked the whole United States. And then the other states and cities started to help and make a task force, sending supplies, money, structure, and many famous engineers and architects there in the United States got together, and each one helped to rebuild a big building. So you will see that they have a very different style from each other, and it makes for a very different scenario. There is a great contrast in the style of each building. Each one was done by a different architect with a different profile. So take a walk around the city, observe that you will find buildings with very different architecture and all very beautiful to see. You can take nice pictures and enjoy the view. Another place that people don't talk about very much and that we think is very nice and very cool is the Chicago Riverwalk. It's a walkway right there. It's a very nice area by the Chicago River. It's very nice to walk. It has a restaurant, a snack bar where you can eat something. You can sit there, have an ice cream. It's very nice, and there are also boat and kayak rentals. If you want to get to know the city a little bit, it's different, but just walking there, we think it's a tour, a very nice place that's worthwhile, and you have to pay nothing. Another must-see place is the Magnificent Mile, which is a very famous street there. It's actually also one of the best places to stay, okay people? There is the region of the Loop, which is one that we talked about, where the park is, where the main attractions are. And right above the Loop, there is this avenue, which is an avenue that was named Magnificent Mile. It's a street that has many restaurants, the largest buildings in the city, stores. It's a little bit more luxurious in terms of commerce. It has luxury stores, very well-known restaurants, and in fact the area is luxurious, but the lodging is not expensive, okay? It's not more expensive than the others because there are many more hotels than the Loop, so it's a worthwhile area to stay. We stayed closer to there actually than the Loop because it's close. The two are right next to each other, so we highly recommend to stay in this area, right? And there you have the main stores. You have Zara, you have ATM. It has the chicest stores, Chanel, Prada department store, so it's a very nice place to visit, to walk around, visit the stores, eat something, take a walk there that you will like, and try to stay there too. It's very good. We were able to put together this very nice map inside a hotel reservation site that's the biggest in the world. I'll leave the link here below. We put together this map that has this delimited area where these main regions are. You open the map, you will see this region, close the map, put the date of your trip in the searcher, see it to search, and set it to show the map again. It will open the same map with hotels, with the prices and availability for your travel dates. Then you can make your hotel reservation within this region, which is the best of all. The hotels are already the best that we have already selected to only show hotels with good reviews, with good reputation, so make sure you have an excellent stay. And the cool thing about it is that it has free cancellation with most hotels because they are the biggest in the world. They have a very strong negotiation, so you book because booking in advance is what saves you money. Okay guys, book because the sooner you book it, the cheaper you will pay and a better hotel you will get. So you go in there, you see a good hotel, you make a reservation, you guarantee it, and if you need it later, you cancel it without any cost. So you can book in advance, and if you need to change your mind or change the date or something else, you can cancel. Another cool place that you don't need a ticket, you will see that Chicago, most of the attractions are open. That's very cool. It's open parks, open places to walk around. That's why summer is a very nice time, people. The winter there, the scenery is beautiful. The closed places, they are air conditioned, but you can't enjoy so much those rides that are more open, okay? Because there are a lot of cool things. That's why we recommend to travel either in the summer or in the other seasons, but not the winter. We talk a lot about this in the video, all Chicago tips. If you want, you can watch it after this one, because we tell you when to go, what's the best weather, the season, how many days to stay, all the cool tips. But these open tours, you can go close to the summer there, which is June through August. You'll be able to enjoy everything very well. And this tour that I was going to talk about, and I ended up talking about this other information, is the Navy Pier. It's a very nice pier. That's that American pier that you see in the movies in almost every city. It's a pier that ended up becoming an entertainment center. It has a ferry wheel, an amusement park, a movie theater, several cool things, a nice restaurant, an ice cream stand. So it's a nice place to go for a walk, enjoy the night. At night it's very beautiful, but during the day the scenery is also beautiful too. So check the best time for you to visit there. And there's also the botanical garden inside, which is very beautiful. We ended up liking it. People don't advertise it that much. We think that if you like it and if it fits your profile, it's totally worth it visiting it too. Another tourist spot that you see a lot is Lake Michigan. There are actually 5 Great Lakes in the United States, which are gigantic. It's the only one that's 100% inside the American territory. It's a gigantic lake. It's very worthwhile to enjoy it. You can walk along its shores, stroll around, watch it. You will see it from the observatories. You will see that it's a lake that accompanies you on many tours because it's on the edge and accompanies practically all these tourist areas, so try to enjoy it. There are some very nice boat tours that are called cruises, which you can take for 1-2 hours, have dinner, a ship with dinner. It's very nice. We highly recommend it. There's a site that I'll leave here, which is the site that we bought, which we found very good. It's one of the biggest sites also for tours, excursions in the world. Go there and you will find these ship tours and some other very nice Chicago tours to do. Just take a look there. It's very good. And there are a few more cool places in Chicago, but we thought it was better to focus on that are the main ones. If you feel that there is still room in your itinerary for more attractions, then you can do more research, but I think that here we have already said a lot of things and you can still find several days of your trip worthwhile, and then try to see which one fits your trip with your style. Most of these tours, I know there are a lot of them, but they are all very nice and they are not to be missed. Follow your itinerary. And I'll leave here below in the video description all these links that I mentioned in here and the links that we use to plan our trips, which are the places that we always get the best prices, that we hire the best services. There's a travel insurance comparator that's very good. It compares the insurance in all insurance companies and gets unbeatable prices. It's the cheapest place that we have ever been able to get travel insurance. It's very cheap and covers you for everything you can imagine. You can have problems abroad. I'll also leave the side of the tickets tickets, the city pass, the hotel map, the hotels that we have stayed in and we recommend. Anyway, a guide there. There are several links for you to organize your whole trip. It's all there. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. That really helps us a lot. And don't forget to watch the other videos, the one about where to stay, the one about the city pass, all the tips, and the one about how to travel very cheaply in Chicago, saving a lot of everything. I'll leave it here along with the playlist that has all the other videos for you to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much and have nice trips.